Hello everyone, welcome back to Laburnum for my head, lesson 5. Let's refresh your memory. The last class portion tells about Lentina's purchase of the land adjacent to the cemetery and about the reaction of her sons and daughter-in-laws about it. The sons and daughter-in-laws openly expressed their disagreement about her purchase of the land. However, even they were not aware about why she bought the land. So that was where we stopped in the last class, and now let us continue. Para 21 says, Lentina had overheard the conversation between the elder daughter-in-law and the younger daughter-in-law regarding who will bear the expense for their father-in-law's funeral. See, this was something that happened during the funeral of Lentina's husband. A conversation between the elder daughter-in-law and the younger daughter-in-law regarding who will bear. Lentina had overheard the conversation, but Lentina had decided to ignore it. However, when they means when the daughters-in-law, they tried to interfere in her plans too much, Lentina decided to raise her voice. When the two ladies, the daughters-in-law, came to know that their mother-in-law had heard what they had talked, they were completely shocked. Thus, they stopped all their opposition against Lentina's purchase of the land. So that was how Lentina quite successfully tackled the opposition of her sons and daughters-in-law. Then para 22. Lentina expected that the town committee will visit her soon, knowing about the acquisition of the land. Usually such grounds were acquired only by the church or other religious organizations with the permission of the committee. So this is something official. Usually such lands were purchased by organizations, religious organizations, church, etc., with the permission of the committee. But here it is different. This is a private individual acquiring a land which is very adjacent to cemetery. Government had probably the plan to extend it, so in that case government will be needing that property. So that is why Lentina expected that the town committee will be visiting her soon, knowing about the acquisition of the land. So in order to deal with the issue, Lentina met her nephew who was a lawyer to draw a legal document. See, you can see that Lentina is a very far-sighted person. She had anticipated what will be happening, and she met her nephew who was a lawyer, and she drew a legal document with the help of her nephew. In the legal document, she had given certain conditions. She is ready to give the land to the town committee under certain conditions. So she had put down certain conditions, and these given in the red ink. These were the conditions. 1. Land can be donated for extending the cemetery, but they should not erect headstones. Instead, they should plant flowering trees. That was the first condition. Lentina, the donor, will choose her burial plot first. The first uh, selection of the burial plot will be from the part of Lentina. The burial plots will be marked by the numbers only. The names of the dead will only be maintained in the town register. See, the names of the dead people will not be written on the grave. Instead, there will only be a number, and the name of the people will be written against the number in the town register. The fourth condition was that terms in the document will be made public and should be strictly followed. So that was the contract, the fourth condition. In the para 23, as Lentina expected, very soon the members of the town committee visited her at the house. She welcomed them in a very friendly manner. After conveying the condolences regarding her husband's death, the chairman started talking about the ownership of sacred lands. As Lentina was expecting this, she gave the legal documents and asked the chairman to discuss if the terms and conditions given in the document is acceptable to them or not. See, as Lentina had anticipated what is going to happen, when the town committee members visited her house, and when they opened the topic, Lentina gave the legal document and asked the chairman to discuss the terms and conditions in it within themselves, and to say whether the conditions are acceptable to them or not. Then, of course, the terms and conditions were acceptable to all. See, the reason why the terms and conditions were acceptable to all was that a senior member of the committee said that the terms and conditions were quite acceptable. The reason was that the plan of extending the cemetery was in discussion for a while. It was at this correct juncture that Lentina came with this proposition. Very soon, a new document was drafted and the new cemetery was handed over to the town with unusual terms and conditions. When the legal matters were concluded, in the presence of her sons and their wives, Lentina asked, "By the way, can I choose my plot now?" Then she added, I want to plan there something. Everyone seems to agree that, being the donor, it was her right to have the plot first. So everyone thought that, especially the chairman was saying it aloud, that it seems very natural. It seems her right that she wanted the land first. She wanted the burial plot first. So that was what we discussed. And in today's class, I will sum up with a summary of it. In today's class, we have seen how Lentina successfully dealt with the opposition of her sons and daughters-in-law regarding the purchase of the land. Then she successfully tackled the members of the town committee who wanted to acquire the land from Lentina, as it should be attached to the government. Lentina willingly hands over the land with her own conditions. It is accepted and the land is handed over to the town. Now she requests her burial plot, which seems very reasonable. So that is where we stop today's class, and we will continue in the next class. Thank you.